This is the most insane thing I've ever attempted. I'm actually going to be traveling to all 7 continents in just 7 days. And yes, that includes stepping foot onto Antarctica. But to make this even tougher, there is a catch. I can only fly in first class, and when I land on each continent, I have to do something that absolutely terrifies me. I will be flying in some of the nicest airplane seats in the sky, which will include private suites, Michelin-starred dining, and showers on board. And then when I land, I'll be forcing myself to do things like wrestling a sumo in Japan, jumping off of a cliff in Brazil, and so much more. I only have a maximum of 24 hours on each continent. This is going to be a non-stop adventure, and to be totally honest, I have no idea if I'll actually be able to pull it off. So with that, let's go board my first flight. The first leg of this monster journey is from Chicago, North America, to Tokyo in Asia. And this flight is one that I'm most excited for because it was by far the hardest to book and one of the nicest flights I'll be taking this trip. But more on that in a minute. Okay, wow. First of all, this seat is absolutely massive and was well worth the wait. I've been waiting to fly this first class for so long. Second, I'm just glad I boarded the flight because with how quickly I have to move for this challenge, if even one of my flights gets canceled, the entire trip is ruined and I'm not able to visit all 7 continents. It's not often I go into making a video where I'm not super confident that I can actually complete the task I've set out to do. This is one of those times, but hoping for the best. Let's have a quick look around the seat and then I will explain the reason why I'm doing this crazy challenge. So the flight attendant just came by to show me around the seat and she brought with her this giant basket of amenities. And there was one thing in there I've never seen before on any other airplane. Wow, look at all this. These are leg refreshing sheets? Okay. Moisturizing leg wraps. I'm definitely gonna be trying that later. The biggest thing that sets this seat apart from any other first class seat is it has the biggest TV in the sky on any airplane. It's like 42 inches. Looks like it could fit in your home. And you have these doors right here which close fully for privacy. The entire suite is just massive and you could easily fit 2 people in here comfortably. The meal service is starting now, so I have to be quick. But here's everything else I was given when I boarded. This sweater, because they said it gets cold on the plane. A separate pair of pajamas to sleep in, a pair of slippers that are about 6 sizes too small, and this beautiful amenity kit. Oh, that's cool. I've never seen this before. There's a wallet inside of this. I love that, and definitely gonna keep that. And then some other creams like hand lotion and face cream. I am so excited for this food. Here's why. This menu was curated by 15 different chefs. This flight, if you book it with cash, is $14,000. I obviously didn't pay that much. I'll talk about how I booked it in a minute, but I'm so excited to see what $14,000 gets you in this first class seat. The other reason I'm excited for this meal, you can choose to order the Western or Japanese menus on board. I obviously chose the Japanese. It comes with 13 different courses. So course 1 is here. I wish I could blame turbulence on my water spilling everywhere, but that was just me. I'm so sorry. I spilled a little. All right, we are about 7 courses in now, and so far the food has been absolutely delicious. I don't even know what most of the stuff is that I'm eating, but everything is so full of flavor, so delicious. There's been a lot of sashimi, pet noodles, and soup, a lot of fish. And now, this is the 8th through 13th course, the main course, with seared fish with rice and crab, tofu on the side. I think about this a lot. If I could only eat one food for the rest of my life, it would be Japanese food. While I finish this food, I want to share why I'm doing this. I recently started a business where I help other business owners travel in luxury, so first class, stay at 5-star hotels, all for free using points they've already earned from credit card spend. Most people think that traveling like this is reserved for the rich and famous. It's really not. There's a better way to do it for a lot cheaper. I booked this seat right here for only 85,000 points, plus $156 in taxes and fees. It would take way too much time to share in detail how I booked each of these flights, so I'm gonna leave a link down below where I'll walk through the entire process of booking every single one of these legs and how you can do it too. But in this video, I want to share the possibilities of what's possible with travel when you book with points. So I'm flying in first class to every single continent. But also, starting a business is scary. There's a lot of unknowns involved. Is it going to make money? Is it actually going to do well? And so I'm doubling down on that fear, and I'm doing something that scares me every single place I go. I figure by doing so, I'll become resilient. And anything in this business can't possibly be scarier than what I'm going to do at each of these locations. So when I say this is the craziest video I've ever made, I mean it. I don't know if I've ever eaten that much on a flight before. Oh, it was so good though. Let's get those jammies on. It is officially jammy time. Not gonna lie though, this kind of feels more like a straitjacket than jammies. This bathroom's really small. My pants are on the toilet right now. It's kind of gross. But look at this. There is a Japanese toilet on board this plane with a bidet. My favorite part of Japanese airlines. While I was gone, the flight attendants beautifully made up my bed for me, and I'm going to get some sleep because I have a long week ahead of me. Oh, this bed is amazing. I've flown in ANA's business class before, which they call the room. They call this first class the suite. Online, it doesn't look like the seats are actually that different, but you can tell a difference when this bed is made out, just how much bigger this suite is. Oh, I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight. See you in the morning. Stop everything. I can't believe I almost forgot. My leg rejuvenators. Well, they smell amazing. You're supposed to put them on your feet and on your legs. They're kind of cold and damp. All the instructions are in Japanese, so I'm not really sure what to do. Just stick them on. Oh. There's a little layer you have to take off. And then you slap it on the legs. I don't know what this is supposed to do, but it kind of feels good. I feel like it's just gonna rip all my leg hair out. And this is the other thing I wanted to try. It's a refreshing scent. Push on this button. And then it's supposed to help you sleep better. Ooh. Kind of smells like peppermint. I don't know, but it's cool. My legs are rejuvenated, my body's rejuvenated. That's one of the most comfortable beds on an airplane. I've been fortunate enough to have flown on Emirates first class, Etihad, Singapore Airlines, and they're all fantastic. But one thing that sets the Japanese airlines apart, I'm talking both ANA and Japan Airlines first class, is the service. Within seconds of me waking up, the flight attendant was back over here. She said, "Can I prepare you some of my favorite Japanese dishes before we land?" I said, "Absolutely." So we'll see what's coming. Have another delicious Japanese spread here. We have some smoked mackerel, and this is a traditional breakfast. We have some miso soup, salad, and natto beans. I've never tried these before. I've just seen Japanese people eating them in the morning. It's basically fermented mung beans, I think, and they're very stringy, very sticky. If I'm being totally honest, I've been scared to try them, but here we go. This trip's all about overcoming fears. You're supposed to have it with a little bit of rice. The flavor is very strong. I can't say it's for me. It's interesting, it's unique. So I'm ranking every airline I fly based on service, the food, the comfort of the seat, and overall value of how much the flight costs. This flight, S tier, and I don't say that lightly. I don't know if any other airline is gonna reach S tier. It took me 50 plus searches and hours of searching to find this flight because availability is so hard to find for ANA first class. You can typically find business class available on United. I had to book this by calling Virgin Atlantic and transferring over 85,000 credit card points. But doing that instead of paying $14,000, totally worth it. And again, I'll break down the entire process and exactly how I did it in the links below. For now, let's go see Tokyo. There she is. We were actually on the same flight together. There were just no seats next to each other. How was your flight?
That's right. It was great.
Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you. Bye-bye. Let the 24 hours in Asia timer begin. She's gonna stay longer. I only get a day. But we have some epic stuff planned for Tokyo. Wow.
Incredible view.
Look at this. And reveal. Look at that. The Rainbow Bridge and the Tokyo Tower right there. Right outside our room. So most nights I'm going to be sleeping on an airplane to maximize time. But since we landed so late tonight, it's 11 p.m. right now, we're going to get a little bit of sleep before starting our crazy day in Tokyo tomorrow.
I got this, buddy.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
You can do it.
The first thing I do when I get to my hotel room, anywhere I travel, is look out the window or come out on the balcony and look at my view. It just keeps me so grateful that I'm able to do this for a living. That I can wake up to a new view, something beautiful new everywhere I am, and this is no exception. This view is even better in the morning, but we're on a time crunch. Let's go. So Japan is one of the most advanced countries in the world when it comes to technology, but it's the little things they do really well that makes a big difference, like this. Check this out. So you can preload a transit card on your phone beforehand, and then when you get to the train station, you don't even have to double tap, you don't even have to pull anything up. Watch this. You just put your phone up to it, lets you in. It's crazy. Statue of Liberty. So Japan is my favorite country in the world for a few reasons. We actually come back here every single year because it's safe, it's clean, the food is the best in the world, and they have the best vending machines in the world. There's all sorts of little fun drinks you can get. So I love to play a game where I just pick a random drink. I call it vending machine roulette. Alright, here we go. What did I get? Oh no. Green Dakara. Let's see what that is. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It tastes like a yellow Gatorade. But this is why this is so fun. Like, you never know what you're gonna get. And it's always good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's delicious.
It's like a clean yellow Gatorade.
Look at these guys. Nice job.
Hey.
Yeah. Hello. That made me want to ride one of those. They were so nice.
Yeah, they didn't even like stop and like say, oh, do you want to ride? They're like, no, it's okay. If you wanted one, he'd ask.
All right, so I'm gonna be doing two things here in Tokyo that scare me. The second one is actually very scary. The first one is wrestling a sumo. And this I wasn't necessarily scared of until I saw a video online of Micah Parsons, who is arguably the best defensive end in the NFL, one of the strongest dudes. He wrestled a sumo and couldn't even move him an inch. So my only goal for today is to try and move the sumo 1 inch. You don't believe in me.
I am nothing but high hopes.
There it is. Oh, I'm getting nervous. What is this place? This is nice. Wow, look at this place. Wow, it's beautiful. This is not what I was expecting when I signed up to wrestle a sumo.
Have you ever been to a match? I feel like that's something you've been to. Have you been to one?
Yeah.
I didn't know that this is what the floor looks like.
Yeah. Oh, maybe they're just like fattening me up before the slaughter, you know? Like, give us all this nice food and then boom, destroy you in the ring. There's an entire 3-layer bento box waiting for us here with Japanese beef, tempura shrimp, soup, unlimited drinks. And they said this is just the appetizer. Where are we? Cheers.
Let's go! Okay, let's have a comment.
No, I have to do that.
Oh wait, I totally forgot about that.
I'm gonna die. What if I die?
You're not gonna die. You're gonna get injured.
Okay. Yeah, the real deal.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
not you, bro. You're not. Okay. What's your name? Jordan. Jordan. Michael Jordan?
Yes.
Jordan, which one gonna fight?
Asakaito.
Okay, let's go, bro. Let's get us off, man. Jordan, let's get us off this side.
Don't kill me, Asakaito.
Be careful.
Coming, oh, he's coming, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Please give a round of applause, Jordan. That was nice fighting. That was nice. Okay, next. Number 4. Number 4. What's your name?
George. Dude,
George. George.
The embarrassing part about that is I was trying my hardest, and he picked me up like a rag doll. Oh, that was fun though. Look how cool this street is. There are just shops on both sides, food and snacks everywhere. And this leads all the way to a temple at the end. I know I'm on a strict time crunch, but I wanted to come back here to Asakusa just to take in the beauty of the temples here and everything around for a minute. There's a reason this is my favorite city in the world. Everywhere you look is just natural beauty, beauties of the temples and structures that people have built, delicious food, and I just love it.
We came to this exact spot about 8 years ago, which was the first time we ever came to Japan. This is right when we fell in love with it, and our goal is to be back here every single year.
What are we doing?
We were looking for something cute, and I believe I found it.
This was not planned, but there was a lady outside saying we could play with micro pigs.
And a discount card.
Micro pigs?
Just wait. Be the best part.
Okay, give them a bite.
He's out of here. He's like, I'm not coming to those two.
Americans. The first time I've heard him yell.
They do not like us. He's like, I'm out of here. Oh, that's better. Little scratches.
Should we tap on
Oh,
it?
now he's getting sleepy. Oh, did he just fall asleep? No way. What in the world? Bye. Oh, I think he peed on me. Oh, that's cute. Look.
Makes me miss Addie.
Sleepiest little pig. Pig on, pig on. We went from the pigs hating us to now we have so many pigs on us.
Wait, 1, 2, 3.
I didn't know this was a fear of mine. I just don't love animals on me.
We have 5 pigs.
Ah!
And Jordan got the one big
I
pig.
got the massive pig on me.
He's like, this man can handle the lap.
Oh, he's biting me. He's eating me.
Not
Yes, he is. He's licking me.
I'm sorry, guys.
Ah!
Hey, it's okay.
This is a selfie I never thought I would get. It unfortunately is time for challenge number 2. I'm gonna eat raw chicken. Never in my life did I think I would do this. You can only eat raw chicken in Japan. Apparently there are just a couple of small farms that have to follow the highest standards of sanitation and cleanliness, and even feed the chickens specific foods to ensure the quality is up to par to eat it raw. But even then, I was just reading online that people still die from eating this every year, from getting food poisoning. So I don't actually know if it's safe. I think you're supposed to put soy sauce on it, so I'm just gonna do it. Itadakimasu. Okay. It's not as bad as I thought. It kind of tastes like a piece of ham. It's just really chewy. I did it. I've been sitting here for like 30 minutes trying to get myself to do that. I finally did it. We also have other stuff here too, like cooked chicken. Oh, that's so much better. Wow. Guess whose turn it is? Here comes the raw chicken. Take a little bite. We're overcoming fears.
Okay, the taste is not bad, but the chewiness.
Yeah, chewiness.
I'm gonna stick with my cooked chicken. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Oh. Just said goodbye to Chloe, driven back to the airport, and just like that, it is time to leave Asia and head to continent number 3. I feel like my time in Tokyo went by way too fast. I can never get enough of this country. I guess I'll just have to come back again soon. But I am excited for where I'm headed next. So, my route I'm flying today is from Tokyo, Haneda to Sydney, Australia. I love Australia. I was just there last month and it's one of my favorite places to visit. So I'll be flying 10 hours on Qantas, which is the national airline of Australia. I've never flown it before, so I'm excited to try it. But since Qantas doesn't have a lounge here at Haneda and they're part of the One World Alliance, I get access into the Japan Airlines lounge. The best part of this lounge, they have a rice dispenser. You just put the bowl underneath, click the amount of rice you want, and just plops out, and then you can add whatever other toppings you want on top. There's a nice little buffet area in this lounge with tons of different options, and my favorite part is that this lounge overlooks the runway, so you can just see planes landing and taking off right out the window, and all in all, it's a great place to relax before the flight. Oh, and they have Pocari Sweat by the jug here. It's the greatest drink in the world. If you know, you know. Let's go board. Australia, here we come. All right, I'm on the flight and it took off, which means I'm still on track to hit every continent in 7 days. To be totally honest, this here is the least exciting flight of my trip. It only gets better from here. Like the Qatar Airways first class I'll be flying next, which has the best airport lounge in the world, flying Etihad's The Apartment, and ending with a special flight on Air France's La Première. This is also the least expensive flight I booked with Miles, which I'll share in a moment. The seat is actually pretty roomy with plenty of leg space. I'm given Qantas branded pajamas upon boarding and an amenity kit with the essentials like a toothbrush, eye mask, and lotion. I do love this menu with the Great Barrier Reef photographed on the front. There are noise canceling headphones and a fully lie flat seat, which I will be taking full advantage of as I'm going to be changing time zones quite a bit over the next few days. I wanted to try Qantas since it's Australia's national airline, and it's fine. The food was just okay, there's no Wi-Fi, but the comfort of the seat, the service, and value are all phenomenal. I booked this flight via American Airlines for only 40,000 miles. Given that the cash cost of this flight is over $4,000 or 500,000 miles through the Amex portal, it's actually an insanely good deal. I'll give Qantas a C tier. After a great nap on the plane, let's head to Sydney where I have some adrenaline-filled activities ahead. Landed. Thank you. And finally, 10 hours later, welcome to Australia. I love coming here, but I hate going through customs here. They have some sort of flag on me where every time I land here, they pull me aside, they check my bag separately, they question me forever. I'm like, guys, I'm still just a YouTuber. I'm still just filming content. There's nothing sketchy going on here, but it always takes a while. Anyways, made it through. There are only a handful of cities in the world that I could live in. Sydney is one of them, and I'll show you why. But first, I want to show you my hotel room because this is a bucket list hotel that I've been waiting a long time to stay in. So this is the Four Seasons in Sydney. It overlooks the Harbour Bridge, which, foreshadowing, I'm going to be climbing tomorrow. And it's one of the nicest hotels in Sydney. But here's why it's special. My luxury travel company I just started focuses mainly on award reservations, so booking flights and hotels using points. However, we are a full-scale travel agency as well. So we do cash bookings, and that comes with benefits. When booking a cash booking with an agency like ours, you get certain benefits at hotels that you can't get otherwise. So check this out. I paid the same price as everyone else for this room, $251, but along with it, I get free breakfast, a complimentary room upgrade, which I have. This is a deluxe suite, so I have the extra couch and bed over here, and the Sydney Harbor Bridge view, and a $100 hotel credit per room. So I just ordered $80 worth of room service, and I'm gonna enjoy this while I look out over the Sydney Harbor Bridge, as well as complimentary late checkout. So all the other hotels I booked for this trip, I booked using points, but this one I wanted to test out the travel agency perks, and so far they have not disappointed. Actually, I know how I can make this better. That's better. I know I'm living the life right now, but tomorrow things are about to get a lot more intense. I'm enjoying it while it lasts. All right, we'll see you in the morning. Let's go do some more scary stuff. So these challenges are going to continue to get more and more intense each continent I travel to, leading up to literally jumping in the frozen ocean surrounded by whales in Antarctica. And today we are also stepping it up a notch. Oh yeah, I forgot to say why I love Sydney so much. The city is so walkable. There are just these outdoor cafes everywhere. There's always people out and about, running, working out. The beaches are gorgeous, the food is healthy, fresh. So yeah, I love it. But time to focus on the task at hand. There it is, I see it. There it is. All right, so that is the Sydney Harbor Bridge. It's the tallest steel arch bridge in the world, 140 meters off the ground, and I'm gonna be climbing to the top of it. Growing up, I was not scared of heights at all. I would jump off of any cliff into the water like it was no big deal. But over the last few years, for some reason, I have become more and more terrified of heights. So I'm trying to get back to when I was a kid and didn't fear that at all. I'm gonna do a couple things to try and conquer that fear, starting with climbing all the way to the top of that.
Look at the backpack, maybe.
Oh, sorry. No, you're fine. This is a serious affair. I'm all suited up. No turning back now. Here we go. I couldn't bring my camera up with me because apparently it's quite the hazard if a camera falls 440 feet off this giant bridge. I won't lie, my legs were a bit shaky as I initially started.
Just started on the climb up. Let's get a little bit higher. Absolutely gorgeous. And we're not too high yet. We're not that nervous.
But as I got higher and higher, I became more comfortable, and just look at these harbor views.
All right, we have made it to the top. We did it. All without fear. Until this part right here. We're kind of walking over a pretty high part right now.
All right, I feel like that was a good warm-up to overcoming my fear of heights, and it was super fun. I didn't get nervous up until the very top, but it's the best way to see the Sydney Harbor, the Opera House, everything is just gorgeous up there. But the real test of my fear of heights is going to be in Brazil in just a couple days. We have just enough time for one more adventure here in Australia before I have to leave. Supposedly, this boat right here is going to take us on the adventure of a lifetime around the Sydney Opera House. Do some 360s, have a good time, get a little wet. So I'm excited. The thunder. Poncho's on. My guide was like, oh, do not bring your camera. It's going to get soaked. But I have a backup. Let's do this. So I couldn't actually bring my camera up on this tour, but I've climbed up to the top of another tower just right next to it to get a better view of what it looked like when we were climbing it. And I'm more scared now than I was when I was on the climb. Look how high up that is, that's crazy. But just like that, my flight leaves in 3 hours, so I need to get to the airport and head to the next continent. Oh, hello airport. Haven't seen you in like 18 hours. On to continent number 4. They're actually selling these at this store. Like, who comes here and is like, yep, this is what I'm bringing home in my suitcase, this 5-foot kangaroo. I love you, Australia. All right, so here's the plan for tonight. I'm going to be flying from Sydney to Doha, Qatar, and then from Doha to Cairo, Egypt. so I will officially be going to Africa. Now this flight is exciting because it's on Qatar Airways, and when you think of Qatar Airways premium's class, you think of Qsuites. But there's a class above Qsuite's, first class, only available on a select few airplanes on their A380 plane. It only runs a couple of routes, so it's rare to actually find availability on this plane. This was my most expensive award booking, and I'll explain that in a minute, but I am super excited to check out this flight because from Sydney to Doha is a 15-hour flight, and then I'll get what is one of the top 3 lounges, probably the best first class lounge in the world, the Al Safa lounge in Doha. And speaking of lounges, I'm currently in the Qantas first class lounge, which is what my Qatar Airways ticket gives me access to. They're both members of the One World Alliance. This lounge is gorgeous, and also a top 10 lounge in the world from what I've read. They've designed it to look like an expanded version of the interior of their cabins on their A380 planes. So you have these air vents up here, they're the exact same air vents on the plane, and then you have these wooden windows, beautiful seating areas, a flight departure board, and a restaurant where you can order a la carte dinner menu as well, which I think is exactly what I'm gonna do right now. And maybe the best part of this lounge in Sydney is that all of the seats are lined up in front of these giant glass windows, so you're getting views not only of the airport and the runway, but also Sydney itself. Just in my first 5 minutes being here, this is one of the most comfortable lounges I've ever been in. It's not too crowded, there's seating everywhere, and these views are gorgeous. It is shower time. My shoes and socks are still wet from that jet boat ride. I'm in desperate need of a shower and didn't have time to take one to the hotel, but luckily they've got me covered here. Magical. Look at that plane, absolutely massive double-decker. Whoa, look at this cabin. All right, welcome on board this Qatar Airways A380 flight. The biggest thing you notice right off the bat is the lack of a sliding door. So with Qsuites, you have a fully closing door, so you have your own suite. Whereas this, you don't have a closing door, so it feels like there's a little bit less privacy, but they make up for that with the seat. The seat is probably twice as big, it's much longer, the TV screen is massive, and they're just bringing me stuff left and right. They just brought me this Diptyque amenity kit, pajamas. I didn't even order this, but I have a welcome drink and then a amuse-bouche already. This is going to be a fantastic 15 hours. Every safety video needs Kevin Hart. This is amazing. There are 2 things I'm really looking forward to seeing in this flight. First, Qatar Airways just announced that they launched Starlink on all of their aircraft across their fleet, and supposedly the Wi-Fi is fast enough to FaceTime from the sky. So Chloe's asleep right now, but I'm gonna test that out in just a little bit, see how good the Wi-Fi is. And number 2, this first class seat is expensive. You can buy a business class seat on this flight for about $10,000, but it's $15,000 for this first class, so it's $5,000 more. So I'm curious to see if the food is that much better, if the service is that much better, and if it's actually worth spending the extra money for. I've just ordered dinner and I'm super excited to see what we're having. Alright, I have a legitimate question. If you've ever had caviar before, I want you to answer in the comments. Do we actually like caviar, or do we just eat it because it's really expensive and fancy? I mean, it looks beautiful, it looks like it should taste good, but I go back and forth on this. Is it actually good? I don't know, but I always order it and I always eat it. I've got all the fixins here. Caviar comes with warm bellinis, and then you put creme fraiche on it with egg whites and egg yolks, and then some fresh chives. Okay, that actually tastes pretty good, but I need some input on this. Let me know in the comments. I ordered locally caught Australian lobster thermidor for my main, and absolutely crushed it. It was freaking delicious, but I'm struggling to keep my eyes open. It is midnight Australia time, 5 a.m. US time, and 2 p.m. in Egypt where I'm going. So my body just doesn't know what I'm doing to it right now. I am so tired. I need sleep. Let's make it jammy time. Alright, so here is the Qatar Airways bathroom on board. It actually looks just like the Singapore Airlines bathroom. Those are fresh flowers. You have a seat here and a hidden toilet. Check this out. You would never even know it's there. Super spacious though. I'm a little bit too tired to change. Let's just see if this works. Well, that was cool. And even cooler, are these Qatar Airways pajamas. They're F1 branded, and these might be my favorite pajamas I've ever received on an airplane. Look at these bad boys, these are sweet. I just slept 7 hours and could have slept even longer. There is one other feature of this plane that's really cool. Let's go check it out. So on Qatar Airways A380 planes, they have an onboard bar and lounge where you can come hang out, have a drink, there's snacks, and it's beautiful, it's modern, spacious. It's just a nice place to have a change of scenery from your other seat. All right, the time has come. I'm gonna try and FaceTime Chloe. So I don't know if Starlink is enabled on every single Qatar Airways flight because the Wi-Fi has been in and out the entire flight and it's not even letting me join right now. So FaceTime is not working. All right, so I want to talk about how I booked this flight because I mentioned earlier this was the most expensive award flight I booked of the entire trip at 240,000 Avios miles. But I utilized some strategies to get it for cheaper and making it worth it rather than paying the $15,000 cash price. So first of all, American Express has a transfer bonus to Qatar Airways right now that's 20%. So I transferred over some American Express miles, and then also Qatar Airways has a point sale right now where they have a 100% bonus point sale. So I bought some miles, I transferred some miles, and all in all it ended up costing me about $1,200 total to get all the miles I needed for this. So still an absolute steal, especially considering the cash price of this. But where you really get a lot of value out of this ticket is in the lounge in Doha that we are about to visit next. It's time for the official Qatar Airways ranking. The service and food on board this flight, fantastic. These are some of my favorite flight attendants I've ever had. The seat, comfortable. The only problem is how expensive this is, both cash and with miles. There are ways to find this cheaper, but it's typically very, very pricey. And I think the seat needs just a little bit of updating to compete with Emirates, Etihad, Singapore Airlines A380 classes. So overall, Qatar Airways gets a B rating, maybe a B plus after going to this lounge in Doha. Let's go check it out. Welcome to Doha. So I've been to this lounge twice before. It is hands down the best first class lounge in the world, in my opinion. And to get here, you have to ride this escalator. Every time I get on this escalator, I just get giddy knowing that I get to experience the Al Safwa first class lounge. Let me show you why it's so great. Not because of this duty-free section. I've never actually seen anyone there before. It's not even this game room where you can drive an F1 car or play PS5. It's also not the giant water feature in the middle of the lounge, but the fact that they have private nap rooms here, which are basically a hotel room with a bed, a bathroom, shower, and there's a spa with a hot tub in the middle of it. It's a private room with a big old bathtub and a shower where you can just relax before your flight. Unfortunately, these are both on a first come first serve basis. So I just went and checked. All the nap rooms are full currently and the tub is being used. And then from here, I just have a quick 3-hour flight to Cairo, Egypt, where I will then be staying at one of the coolest hotels in the world, in my opinion, and doing something that I'm terrified of. Cheers to that. There's also a very delicious sit-down restaurant here that you can order anything you want a la carte. I just had the most delicious scrambled eggs and mango smoothie with some turkey bacon overlooking the runway. And now it is time to go board. Let's go to Africa. 3 hours to Cairo. Thank you so much. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm good, thank you. So scams are unfortunately very common in Egypt. The biggest one is airport taxis, where they claim to be legit and then they end up charging you way more than is fair. So last time I was in Egypt with Lennon and with Chloe, you're always supposed to just book an Uber or pre-book a car. And booked the first Uber to the hotel and he ended up canceling. Booked the second Uber, said he would be here in 12 minutes, canceled. Third Uber, took 20 minutes, never showed up, canceled. So by that point I was getting frustrated and there was a guy pestering me like, hey, I'll take you to your hotel for $5. And no camera? No camera. Okay. Case in point, this guy right here that told me to just stop filming, a scam taxi driver. Anyways, we ended up going with this guy and he said $5. And then when we got in the car, we got about 10 minutes in, He said, you pay me $50. So he upped it by 10 times. Not only did I not have that much cash, I don't like giving in to dishonest people, so he literally kicked us out of the car.
Taxi?
No, I'm okay, thank you. Kicked us out of the car and we were stranded on the side of the street. So, moral of the story, pre-book a car. I've pre-booked my car here, but if you come here, make sure you have that all sorted out beforehand. Otherwise, it gets really ugly. How's it going? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Wow. Wait until you see this. Not this, although this is beautiful. I'm staying at a very special hotel tonight. This is the only hotel on the grounds of the Great Pyramids of Giza. Check this out. Look at that view. I mean, come on, does it get any better than that? So this is the Marriott Mina House in Cairo. And the best part about this is I only paid 30,000 Marriott Bonvoy miles to spend the night here. Typically these rooms can cost between $500 and $700 a night. But using miles, it was a bargain. And since I have status with Marriott, they upgraded me to a junior suite. They do have a couple pyramid view rooms, but those tend to sell out pretty quickly. But all in all, I'm super happy to be here. Until early tomorrow morning, when I have to face a fear. Oh my gosh, this room is gorgeous. Wow, I love this place, look at this. We wanted to celebrate with you the launching of your new company. Look at all these snacks and drinks. What is this? Those are actual pyramids. If you're ever talking to a hotel before your stay and you're celebrating something, make sure and tell them it comes with benefits. I think this is chocolate. Oh my gosh, it is. Wow, this is awesome and so thoughtful. I thought that the hardest part of this challenge was gonna be all the logistics and travel plans and tight deadlines, but the hardest part has been switching time zones so much. My body is cooked. It is midnight in Sydney where I just came from and it's 3 p.m. here. I am fighting every urge to not take a nap right now. This jet lag is no joke. Well, being up early does have its perks, I guess. The sunrise over the pyramids is gorgeous and there's no one else at breakfast. So let's talk about today's fear really quickly. 2 things happened when I was a kid that have led to this point. Number 1, I was attacked by my neighbor's dog when I was a young kid. This thing was way bigger than me, tackled me. Didn't get any serious injuries, but from that, a fear of wild animals has been passed on to me. It's like you just never know what they're gonna do. You have no control over them. They could just attack you at any time. I didn't know this was a fear of mine. I just don't love animals on me. The second thing that happened is I was riding on a 4-wheeler with somebody else. They were driving a little bit crazy. I wasn't wearing a helmet. I was young and dumb. I got bucked off the back and cracked my head open. So I don't like being a passenger to something or someone that I have a chance of falling off of. So I'm combining those 2 fears today and going to try and overcome both. I'm gonna be riding a horse around the pyramids of Giza. It was online of the horses in front of the pyramids that are up on 2 legs. The photos look great. It's my worst nightmare. I don't mind riding a horse, but you never know with them. They can do anything at any time. And then forcing it to go up on 2 legs, the chances of me falling off are very high. Cheers to overcoming fears. This is fine. To warm up to it, first I'm gonna ride a quad bike around the pyramids. And this isn't looking too promising. This thing is like completely stitched up. I've never seen that before. What? The entire bike has stitches in it. That can't be safe. This is easily the coolest riding I've ever done. The biggest shock when seeing the pyramids for the first time is just how big they are. No photos can do justice of just how massive these pyramids are. And it is time to go ride a horse. So this is my horse, huh?
Yeah. You got me the crazy one? This is
I give you not normal one.
not normal one, the one that jumps.
I eaten one.
Okay.
You well in the best way.
All right, here we go.
Bye bye. See you tomorrow.
Oh no.
See you tomorrow, Jordan. Okay? Brother from another mother.
No, see you today.
No,
today.
I'll tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm busy.
Oh man, all right.
Egypt forever, man.
Egypt forever.
Don't say never ever.
Okay, we got this. Just a casual view, we're riding past here, no big deal. As much as I hate going fast on this horse, you can't beat that view right there. It's gorgeous. Made it safe and sound, but now we have to do the picture. The 2 legs, the dreaded time has come. I'm just soaking in the view while I can. I'm scared, man, the horse going on 2 legs.
Oh, you're gonna do that one?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, man, do.
I'm gonna fall off.
He said it's easy.
I don't know. Oh man. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I was not ready for that, man! I was not ready for that! What in the world? He just went for it! You didn't even tell me! Oh my god! What? This guy is crazy! Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh, come on, man! Oh my god! Oh. Okay, no more, no more. I think you could tell I was really nervous, so he just did it without even telling me he was going to do it, which is probably the better way looking back. You're crazy, Hazem. Thank you, Habibi.
Thank you.
Thank you. Here's the graceful way to do it. I got a blood blister on my finger. I was holding so hard on the saddle. Look. All right, Africa. You've been, I was gonna say good to me, but I'm still shaking up from that horse ride. It is time to head to the next continent. Let's do it. All right, so here's the plan for continent number 5. Tonight, I'm going to fly 3 hours from Cairo to Abu Dhabi. And then I'll have a couple of hours layover in Abu Dhabi before taking one of the best flights of the trip, Etihad's first class, in the apartments with a fully private suite, separate chair and bed, which will be flying me to Paris. We're going to Europe. I've flown Etihad's first class twice now, and it remains one of the best flight experiences you can have, especially on the A380, which I am taking. And I got a really good deal on this flight, which I'll tell you more about when we're in Abu Dhabi. And you might not see me on this positioning flight from here to Abu Dhabi because I've never been more tired in my life. I'm gonna try and sleep the entire 3 hours. And welcome to Abu Dhabi. I got new energy, new life in me. This is one of my favorite cities, favorite airports. They just opened up this brand new terminal, but don't have long here. It's almost time to board our flight to Paris. This airport's crazy because there's just like a Gucci store, Dior, Chanel, Balenciaga. I don't know who's coming to the airport to buy $10,000 purses, but hey, I guess that's Abu Dhabi for you. Or if you want, you can buy this camel. It only costs $20,000. I'm not kidding, that's for sale. It's too good. All right, so here's the game plan for tonight. First of all, this is my favorite chocolate in the world, so I'm gonna save it for a special occasion, AKA if and when I finish traveling to all 7 continents in 7 days. Can't wait for that. So first, I'm gonna enjoy this lounge for a little bit. It's one of the newest first class lounges in the world. It just opened up last year. It's not super conducive for filming. It's very quiet in here, so I'm gonna try and whisper, but it is a beautiful lounge. There's a small buffet area with some hors d'oeuvres and snacks, and then there's an entire restaurant where you can order a la carte food. And my favorite part is that there's just these little Voss water stations all around where you get unlimited still and sparkling Voss water. And then there are some nap pods around as well where you can sleep before your flight. Because the only bad thing about these A380 flights, there's only a few routes that have these double-decker planes. London, Paris, New York, and I think Singapore. But all of them leave in the middle of the night. They all leave at 2 or 3 a.m. I don't know why they do this. They torture us. But the silver lining is that you also get a complimentary 15-minute massage when you fly first class with Etihad. So I'm going to take full advantage of that. I've actually had a sore neck for like the last 2 weeks, so I'm excited for this. Feels really good.
All right, you ready to see the best first class cabin in the world? Going up to the top of the stairs here, and here it is. No matter how many times you fly first class, I promise you, this never gets old. It's such a special feeling every single time you're able to come on a seat like this. Now, the reason this cabin is my favorite is because it's one of only 2 first class seats in the world that has a separate chair and bed. But the real reason it's so special is because Etihad's A380 planes have what is called the residence, the seat right in front of me. It's the only seat in the world with an actual bedroom. It has 3 rooms. It has a living room, private bathroom, and a bedroom. I've already flown in it before and it wasn't available for this flight, but it is the best flying experience you can have on a commercial airplane. It honestly feels like you're on a private jet. And this cabin honestly is almost just as good because you still have a shower you can use, you still have a comfortable bed, and you still have the living room area. So the only difference is you don't have your own private bedroom. But this apartment seat is super comfortable. You can book it with 60,000 American miles, which is what I did last time. This time I booked it with 95,000 Etihad miles, which there was a 20% transfer bonus from Amex, so I only ended up spending 75,000 miles. We're about to take off. So this suite does have fully closing doors as well for privacy. And if you're not flying in the residence, but you're still traveling with someone, some of the seats connect. They have a wall divider in the middle of them, and so the 2 beds you can lay next to someone else. All right, quick amenity bag tour because this one is great. We have a silk eye mask. This thing has to be expensive. There's hand lotion, face mist, lip treatment. If you've watched some of my older flight videos, you know I have to do this. I'm gonna take all this home to Chloe. She's gonna love it. Also inside are my favorite pajamas on any first class flight. They must have just partnered with Armani because last time I got these, they were not Armani branded and now they are. And these slippers are Armani as well and so soft, oh my gosh. This is upgraded since the last time I flew. In this bag too, that's probably like a $500 bag. It is officially caviar time again. I still can't decide if I like it. I really need your guys' help on this one. I feel like I like it. Like it tastes good most of the time, but sometimes when you eat it, it just gives you the ick. I don't know how to describe it. This one's good. I think I like it. I love the way the menu works on Etihad Airways. It's a dine whenever you want concept, so anything on the menu you can order anytime. But what most airlines do is they have a couple of entrees that you can choose from. Etihad actually has main course and side options, so you can create your own meal. You can choose if you want a steak or chicken or fish, and then if you want mashed potatoes or fries or vegetables on the side or rice. So I like that. It feels like you're dining at a restaurant in the sky. That was incredibly delicious. But now, you know what time it is. Jammy time. I always keep the amenity kits from the flights I go on. I normally don't keep the pajamas. I'm definitely keeping these. These are sick. Armani pajamas? Like, what is my life? Normally I would try and not sleep on a flight like this, just to enjoy the experience, but, you know, special circumstances here. I need all the sleep I can get for this crazy trip. See you in the morning. Slept absolutely amazing, and there's a shower on board, so you know we've got to try this out. Absolutely incredible. It's time for the official airline ranking. Etihad Airways gets A tier. The food, service, staff, comfort, everything amazing. They would be S tier if they just flew these routes at normal hours. But no, everything's been amazing. Let's go to Paris. All right, welcome to Paris. Welcome to Europe. My 5th out of 7 continents this trip. I can't believe I've actually made it this far. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Might actually finish this thing. So here's the plan for Paris. Because tomorrow when I fly to Brazil, I'm going to be doing the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. I wanted today to be a little bit more chill, but not that chill. For the thing that scares me, I'm gonna be visiting an underground, tight, enclosed space where 6 million bodies are buried underneath the streets of Paris. The catacombs. But before I get to that, I want to do something a little more sentimental here in Paris. So for those of you that didn't know, in 2019, Chloe and I set out on a trip to be the fastest couple to ever travel to every single country in the world. There were a couple things that stopped us dead in our tracks, aka COVID, but we made it to over 100 countries. We had a great time. The very first country we ever visited on that trip was Paris. And things were very different back then. We were broke. We were only flying economy. We didn't know what we were doing, how to travel. And I remember on the second day we were here, we wanted to just have a little date at the Eiffel Tower. So we grabbed whatever the cheapest food was around. It was a crepe. We sat down on the grounds of the Eiffel Tower and we just enjoyed each other's company of our first real big international trip, which would set the tone for the rest of our lives and define who we are now. So I wanted to just recreate that memory here, even though I'm by myself, because it's kind of cool seeing how things have come full circle and where things are now from where they were back then 6 years ago. And honestly, the fact that I'm still doing this is all thanks to you guys who are watching these videos, who support my work. None of this would be possible without you guys supporting. So thank you. I'm super grateful. I'm super blessed. I consider myself the luckiest person in the world to be doing this job and eating a crepe at the Eiffel Tower. So thank you again. I do have to say though, because I like to be 100% honest about everywhere I go, in my unpopular opinion, I think Paris is a bit overrated. It's really expensive here. There's not a ton to do. The food isn't my favorite and it's just a little bit dirty and unsafe in some areas. But that being said, the Eiffel Tower is still majestic. It's still worth visiting if you've never been before. Just a personal opinion, don't kill me.
Look at this view coming out of the train station.
And all the times I've been to Paris before, I've never actually been to the Arc de Triomphe, and I've heard it's a cool walk to the top with an awesome view. So let's go climb the couple hundred stairs to the top. 286 steps to be exact, and it costs 16 euros to enter. So let's see if it's worth it. Staircase is cool. And then this is what it looks like from the top. Pretty amazing views of the city in every direction. All right, time for the catacombs. I don't love small spaces or feeling like I'm trapped somewhere, which is why I chose to overcome this fear here in Paris. The catacombs are an underground tunnel system that span miles and miles underneath Paris. The tunnels were built in the 1800s when there were plagues going around. The government was nervous that the people who had diseases, if they buried them in cemeteries in the city, that living people would still contract those diseases. So they decided to bury them all underground, and there are more than 6 million people buried underneath the ground. I'm told that this is actually very dangerous to do, and a lot of it is blocked off and illegal to enter into because it's not safe and could collapse at any time. So let's go do this. Got a little audio guide here, and we are headed down. I can't even see the end of this. Oh, my shadow. We just got to the bones. Look at this. 6 million skeletons buried down here. This is one of the crazier things I've ever seen. They decontaminated these, right? They're just everywhere. They were buried right into the walls right here. Dude, absolutely insane. Never seen so many bones before. So I've walked through a kilometer of this now, and it's not even a fraction of the total tunnels down here. And yes, this is fascinating, but I can't wait to get out of here. Whoa, that was wild. All right, I've got to go get some sleep because I have a very early flight tomorrow morning to continent number 6. Good morning. I'm up way too early, but it is a very special flight today. I'm excited for it. Very early today. Merci. I'm gonna get back up. All right, so I've already shared that today I'm flying to Brazil, my 6th continent, which is just insane to think about that I'm almost finished with this. And to get there, I'm gonna be flying on Air France's La Première first class, which is known as the most exclusive first class seat in the world because of how difficult it is to book with points. I used a little trick, which I'll share with you in a moment, but first, check out how cool this check-in and boarding process is. Thank you so much. So in La Première, there's a private terminal that you come to check in for your flight. There's this beautiful seating area where you give them your passport. They do all of the customs and check in for you. You just sit here and enjoy whatever drink you want.
and then we're gonna get taken to our private lounge. But this is crazy. I'm the only person in here. Easily the craziest check-in experience I've ever had at an airport. So throughout this entire experience, I have a private host who takes care of everything for me. I was just sitting there drinking my sparkling water. She's like, all right, let's go. She whisks me down the private tunnel through the hallway and just takes me out to a Porsche. And they put my bags in the car. We get in the car. We have a private drive over to the lounge where we have a private security check-in. Ah, merci. Merci. She takes my passport. She goes through customs for me, brings me back my boarding pass. I didn't have to do anything. And I come into this absolutely gorgeous lounge. I've been here for 30 seconds. I already have a basket of fresh croissants, bakery items, more breakfast, scrambled eggs with black truffle, and I'm just trying to process everything. It's all happened so fast. And I will give a quick tour of the lounge as well. But first I want to share how I booked this and the trick I used, because this is an $11,000 flight flying today from Paris to Sao Paulo. You can't book this with points unless you're a platinum member of Flying Blue, which is incredibly hard to do. And even then it's 220,000 points. So very few people do that. The trick that you have to do to book this is book a business class flight on a route that has La Premiere. So that's what I did. I booked my route for 85,000 miles, and then you have to wait until check-in. You have to constantly check and make sure that there's still seats available. And then when you check in 30 hours before your flight, if there's a seat available, it'll let you pay cash to upgrade from your business to La Premiere. So that's what I did, and it's not cheap. I had to pay $2,500 extra on top of the 85,000 miles, but let's find out if it's worth it. Between this lounge experience and the flight, I think it's going to be. This lounge is so relaxing. So aside from the lounge area where I was just eating, there's also a separate dining room inside the lounge where you can order anything you want a la carte. There's a small buffet area, and then there's this relaxing room, which is where I am right now. There's also a spa here where every La Premiere passenger can book a free 30-minute facial, but it appeared to be closed today. So I'll pass on that. This lounge is so quiet. Oh, and there are private shower rooms as well that are really nice. I don't normally share the bathrooms, but look at this. Have you ever seen a bathroom like this before? That's crazy. And now we're getting back in the Porsche, and she's going to drive me directly to the airplane. I love this. So here's where I got dropped off. That is our plane right there. The craziest part about this is I never had to step foot in the actual airport. Just went right to the private terminal, to the lounge, and then now I'm on the airport runway. Let's go board. Welcome to my home for the next 11 hours. Oh, I'm so excited for this one. Alright, we have officially reached our cruising altitude. I'm all settled into the seat now. So a couple unique things about this seat. Number one, there's not a sliding door, but there are these curtains that close fully. It's the only seat other than Emirates Game Changer that has floor-to-ceiling privacy wall. When the curtains are open, it doesn't really feel like a private suite, but now with it closed, definitely feels more private. So first things first, I've just ordered from this menu. It is widely known as the best menu in the sky. So the first part of the meal, the appetizers and entrees, were created by one Michelin star chef, and then the desserts, all the pastries, are created by another Michelin star chef. So while that's on its way, I'll show you around the rest of the seat. Another unique thing about the seat is it is actually the longest first class seat in the sky. The bed is over 6 feet long, so it's very comfortable for someone like me who's 6'3". This is the amenity kit. Oh, it's upside down. And I believe this is the most expensive amenity kit out there because they have Sisley products inside, which is a very high-end French brand. It comes with lip balm, face cream, anti-aging protection, just a bunch of stuff I'm going to give to Chloe. And then inside there's also an eye mask and, of course, a comb. So there's this main seat, and then there's also a footrest across from the seat, which can be used as a buddy dining seat if you're flying with someone, so you can slip your shoes off, store them underneath, and get dressed in these slippers, which come with a shoehorn. You always need shoehorn for slippers. And then these are the pajamas. They're by Jacquemus. Sure, I butchered that, but they're probably expensive. So for the first meal of the flight today, we have a 5-course meal. First course just arrived. It's a French caviar with lime-infused creme fraiche and warm bellinis. Never eaten so much caviar in such a short period of time before. That might be the best one yet. Wow.
You want to unbox it with the...
Thank you.
Yeah.
had a couple of delicious appetizers. First was a carrot soup, and then a spinach and mushroom stuffed cannelloni that was so good I almost licked the plate for. And now I have a lobster fricasse for my main. I don't even know what that means. Looks like there's chunks of lobster and then little sweet potato balls, other little vegetables. Also, I feel like we need to take a moment to appreciate the details of this meal. Like this plate, all of the plates are Air France branded plates. These salt and pepper shakers are bigger than the ones in my house. Air France La Première branded as well. We've got two different types of oil and vinegar, French butter and unlimited bread. But let's try this lobster. So much flavor. The lobster is super tender. And whatever this sauce is, it's like a lobster bisque. So much flavor, so delicious. And unique. This is not something I've ever seen before on any other menu. Well done, Air France. Last course is a tea called Jet Lag Sleep, which my flight attendant said was designed specifically for La Première. You can't even buy it. And this chocolate Ingo course, which I don't know what that means. It's a crunchy chocolate with some hazelnut and cream on top. Whoa. It's not too sweet, it's balanced perfectly. I think that's one of the best desserts I've ever had on an airplane. My goodness. Jammies secured, and I can confirm they are very, very comfortable. So soft. And La Première branded. Also can confirm that the bed is extremely comfortable. I don't know what mattress pad they're using, but this feels like a hotel room bed. It doesn't feel like an airplane bed. And I think this is the first time ever that my feet don't hit the end. That's crazy. All right, it is review time, and I'm struggling with this one a little bit because it should be an easy S tier. The food, marvelous. This bed, heavenly. Service, fantastic. But it's so hard to book this, and there's only 4 seats, so it's not easy to find availability, and you can only do it via last minute bookings with points. But that's also what makes it so exclusive, gives it that special feeling to it. I was gonna go A tier, but you know what? S tier. This was an amazing flight, maybe my favorite of the trip. Let me know in the comments which of these flights you want to take the most, and if you need help booking an award flight like any of these and you're a business owner or have a big stash of points, click the link below. We'll help you do that. Let's go to Brazil. Welcome to Brazil, continent number 6. I'm especially excited to be here because every other country I've been to so far on this trip I've been to before, but this is my first time in Brazil, and I've been wanting to come here for so long. I've heard such good things about the cities here, the people, the food. So I'm in Sao Paulo right now, but I'm actually taking a quick domestic flight over to Rio, where my adventures begin. Good morning. I was so exhausted last night, I forgot to film really anything, but made it to Rio. And today is the day where my fear of heights is put to the ultimate test. There is a definite possible chance of death. It's one of the scarier things I've ever done. So it's gonna be fun. So the hotel I'm staying at here in Rio is right on Copacabana Beach, one of the most famous beaches in the world. The vibes here are awesome. It is not even 7 o'clock in the morning. There are people out in the water swimming, there are people running, people playing volleyball on the beach. Loving this so far. But all right, today I'm gonna be going hang gliding. It's something I've always wanted to do, but I've just been a little bit scared of. A couple of years ago, there was a video that went viral on social media of a guy who went hang gliding and his instructor forgot to strap him in. So they took off, he had no safety equipment, he had to dead hang for over 3 minutes until they could land safely. I don't know about you, the longest I can dead hang is about a minute. But Rio's one of the best places to do it. You get the best views of the Christ the Redeemer statue, Sugar Loaf Mountain, I think it's called, and the entire city in general. So we're overcoming the fear. Let's go do this. Just saw it for the first time. Got the butterflies in my stomach. I heard that 200 pounds was the max, but I'm like 220.
Yeah, but you're an athletic guy, no problem.
It's okay?
Yeah, if you run, it's fine, okay? Don't worry.
You sure?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know about this.
Man, I need you running. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hold on my speed, okay? Look at the horizon. 1, 2, 3, go, go.
up.
It is, eh?
I'm so glad I did that. Oh, Christ the Redeemer.
Redeemer, yeah.
I'm a little nervous for landing.
You too, man, but don't worry.
You too.
On the right moment, I will try to run. I will run together, okay? Yeah! High five! Oh my God!
We're alive.
Good, yeah!
We're alive.
This is the man! Woo! Again?
Nope, I'm good.
Of course, since I'm in Rio, I have to come to the Christ the Redeemer statue. This is my 5th out of the 7 wonders of the world. The only 2 I have left are Chichen Itza and the Taj Mahal in India. So let's say this video gets 100,000 likes, I will go to all 7 wonders of the world in 7 days. Look how beautiful this is. I still had a little time before my next flight, so I decided to take a helicopter ride over Rio. This city is even more beautiful from above, and while it was too cloudy to see Christ the Redeemer from up here, I was able to see the beach I paraglided to and enjoy fantastic views all around. Definitely a must-do activity here in Rio. This is so sick. Alright, I am back at the airport. Brazil's been amazing, but I am about to fly to my 7th continent, Antarctica. I still can't believe this is actually happening. I'm kind of in shock right now. Everything on this trip has gone perfectly smoothly, and the time has finally come. So let's talk about Antarctica, because there are currently no first-class flights that fly there. Nobody lives there permanently, so the best way to get there is by expedition ship. So right now I'm going to be flying to Ushuaia, Argentina, which is the southernmost point in Argentina, where I will then board this ship, cross the Drake Passage, which is one of the most dangerous seas in the entire world, before finally arriving to the White Continent, 7th continent, Antarctica. Here we go, we're doing it. And after a quick hop down to Argentina, it was time to board this expedition ship that will take me down to the furthest point south on the planet. We are currently in the city of Puerto Madryn, Argentina, and that ship right there is the ship that's going to take us to Antarctica. I'm so excited right now. Hello, thank you. I can't believe this is actually happening. We're going to Antarctica. And just like that, we began the journey across the rough Drake Passage. There are 10-foot swells out here right now. This passage sinks multiple ships every single year, and crossing it is not for the faint of heart. With waves this big, everything becomes more difficult. But eventually we made it through, and woke up to the most amazing views of icebergs I have ever seen. Wow, it's beautiful, isn't it? Not that I've seen that many icebergs before, but we saw orca whales swimming around the ship, penguins in the water, and the most pristine white landscapes on the planet. And now it is officially time to head to land and step foot on my 7th continent. This is a surreal feeling. I get suited up in my warm weather gear and hop on a smaller dinghy boat to take us to shore. I'm actually very emotional in this moment, knowing that I accomplished my lifelong goal of visiting every single continent. Taking the very first steps on Antarctica. Oh my god, this feels surreal. I had the opportunity to hike up to the top of this small mountain, go kayaking among all the amazing wildlife, and even visit the southernmost post office in the world, the Penguin Post Office. Welcome to Port Lockroy, the only place in the world where the post office is run by penguins. But before I head back to the comfort of my home, there is one final challenge I need to complete. The one I am both thrilled for and have been dreading at the same time. Thank you so much for coming along on this unforgettable journey with me. It has been a once-in-a-lifetime trip, and to celebrate when I got home, of course, I had to share my Dubai chocolate bar with Chloe.
That's significantly better than I imagined it to be.
Let me know if I should do all 7 wonders of the world in 7 days next.